Hello and hail Hekate, queen of the dream world. I have been having some very intense dreams lately. I seem to be in a series of really profound, unsettling dreams. And for me, Hekate comes to me through these dreams, and they're symbolic. They require a lot of contemplation. They're never straightforward dreams, not the ones I have. I never get the dreams where, it looks like Hecate and she's doing things that I might expect Hecate would do, and she's offering me a key and giving me clear instructions. It's always rife with symbolism, and they are things that need to be chewed on slowly and digested over time. This isn't like a spoon, like it's not like a bowl of yogurt where you can just inhale it. This is like a layered complex buffet. My dreams in Covina, we've been talking about dreams. We have a perpetual dream sharing place where I'll go in and add my thoughts on the dreams, and one recurrent theme is always the nightmares. How difficult nightmares are, how distressing they are, when we wake up and the full body sweats and we're shaking. And, this is what I would call like a shamanic death and dismemberment style dream. And for me, I was very influenced by the writing of the depth psychologist James Hillman. And in Entering Hecate's Keys, in Entering Hecate's Cave, got Hecate's Keys on the brain this morning, starting to really organize my next book. In Entering Hecate's Cave, I talk a lot about the importance of dreams and how Hecate speaks to us in dreams. And I'm just going to read a little snippet from that book before we launch into my audio lecture on understanding dreams. So this is from Scotia the Darkness, where I deep dive into the dream world and understanding dreams. When I'm asked about beginning a relationship with Hecate, my response is always to look to your dreams. Trust me, she's been trying to get your attention your entire life. Dreams can offer illumination into your own darkness, from aspects you need to heal to long abandoned desires. They can also be about the external world, providing insight into relationships, situations, and others. Dreams are communications from the unconscious. Their symbols can evoke strong emotions. When we enter the darkness of sleep, we go into Hecate's world. As we wander in the dreamscape, our physical selves vanish into something more. We walk among archetypes, tread in the web of the universe, and stretch beyond our mortal limitations. It is a sad state of affairs that our culture devalues the importance of dreams. Dreams of snakes are a prime example of this. Consider the serpent dream. There's a serpent dream that I discuss in an earlier chapter of the book. Dreams of snakes can be upsetting, but they offer strong insight into our own darkness. Our dreams can certainly feel as if we are grappling with a luminous doom, but dancing in this darkness is how we find the riches. And I think that is so true. And may you be inspired to explore your dreams perhaps with a different lens after listening to this class. Hecate is unsettling. Hecate scares the life into us. The journey through her cave to wholeness is not meant to be easy. This isn't, light and love, tiptoeing through the tulips business. This is healing. If you listen to this podcast, chances are you've had considerable trauma in your life and you may deal with recurring nightmares. I understand. I have solidarity with you. I have journeyed with recurring nightmares my whole life based on the early childhood trauma and later trauma that ensued. We can heal by turning to our darkness. We can heal by examining our nightmares. I know you can do this, and may this class help.
Dreams are the fundamental way that we experience the world of spirits. Every night, our consciousness crosses the threshold of the everyday self and enters into the dance of wholeness with the soul, the self with a capital S. And this deeper self within us speaks a symbolic language. It's not always clear what is going on in our dreams, yet they are so, so important to us. They are the medicine of the soul. In our modern society, dreams have been so discounted that they are seen sometimes as random neural firings with no deeper meaning. And this is reflective of the huge problem we have in society today, where the inner life and the unseen world is really pushed aside, negated as foolishness or nonsense. And we know we live in a society that is devoid of meaning, and it is just about being, getting the next fix, the next fix of attention, the next whatever it is that feeds our shadow. And our society is designed to keep us in this mode of fear in order to shore up and to keep the system going. That when we turn inward to the deeper self and the world of archetypes and the goddess and gods and the elements and the planets, when we do all of this going deeper into ourselves, there is a rejection of fear. It is a healing of the shadow. So that society, as it functions now, based on remaining in fear to uphold the power structure, is a denouncement of the richness that exists within us. And in mythology, the dream world is often represented as the underworld, the journey into the cave. And what we see here is a metaphor for the richness of the underworld, keeping in mind that in ancient times, riches were actually practically often stored underground, so that grain harvests would be stored underground to make sure that they could survive the winter where it was cooler and so on. And that, of course, the treasure is always in the cave. Treasures are never just lying out in a field waiting for us to stumble across them. We have to go on a journey to the treasure. And we live in a society that says, oh, wait, the treasure's right here in the field. You don't have to go on this journey. But yet the call to this journey to the true richness of existence, which is the breakdown of this illusion of separation, the call is so strong within us as individuals, as seekers of the deeper world. And also, we're starting to see this reverberate through society now. And it is a huge crossroads that offers the potential for a life of wholeness and contentment, no matter what the external world throws at us. And this is the medicine of the dream world. Exploring our dreams with openness and curiosity, and allowing the deeper self, the dreamer, to just speak to us through the symbols, the images, and the archetypes that the dreamer uses to communicate, fundamentally is so profoundly healing. And this is why We've often been taught, oh, don't pay attention to your dreams. It's just a dream. Or we have been very taught to interpret dreams in a way that is literal rather than symbolic. But the deeper world speaks in symbols. It doesn't use a rational language. It is nonlinear, it is non-rational, and it does not confine to kind of our, let's put it on the table and come up with a definition for this thing, and then let's get on with our lives. It says, no, you need to hang out with me because I am symbolic. And my medicine is here for you to receive if you will pay attention to it. And what we live in a time when the quick fix is everything. However, the healing journey into wholeness is not a quick fix. It is, we have our daily doses, of course, quick little things that we can do that kind of help us along the way. But the journey itself is the journey of an entire lifetime. And the dreamer, the deeper self, is our companion through this whole incarnation of ours. It is the ageless unborn self that comes with us into each embodiment. To connect with our dreams is to remember that we are of the stars, that we are of the earth. And that is sometimes very weird when we're new to this, when we've been told, well, you must interpret dreams literally, or dreams don't mean anything, and you have to use this dream book to understand it. When we come to this place of saying, oh, no, this is my companion, and my companion speaks in symbols, and my companion always speaks the truth, that when we get to that shift, and this again is a process, that we open up to this richness that already exists inside of us. And this is a space of non-striving. It's non-frenzy. It's, oh, this dream felt important. I'm going to write about it, make a voice recording of it, do a little sketch of the symbol from the dream. And then I'm going to just sit with it and contemplate it instead of looping around, these kind of mundane concerns that actually aren't concerns, the things that we worry about, like, did she say something mean about me? Or do I look fat in this dress? These things that actually get us nowhere and are very much of the shadow. When we get to the place of the soul, our thoughts, we deal with our problems and such that need our attention, and then we allow our imagination to wander the dream in our conscious state to extract its medicine. So dream interpretation books can be helpful. Symbol books, such as the Book of Symbols, can be very helpful. But dreams fundamentally are both connected to their archetypal principles and characteristics, and also unique and special to us based on our experiences and our lenses. So dreams are both intrapersonal and transpersonal in that they can reflect these deeper kind of properties of an archetypal force. So it is important to go into the dream analysis with this mindscape. I do have a few tips that I want to talk about in terms of interpreting your dreams. So dreams always have a symbol with them. So once you kind of do the initial recording of the dream, and let's just back up the bus a little bit. So if you have a hard time recollecting your dreams, to shift the process is to get yourself a notebook and pen, or to keep your phone or device by your bed. And as you're going to bed, set the intention that you will receive important information from the deeper self in your dreams, Just allow that to exist as a thought form, and use the phone, the device, the notebook kind of as the talisman that will capture the essence of the dream in your waking self. So it's just a few moments at bedtime to do. And instead of, checking social media, use that time to say to yourself, I am going to allow my deeper self to speak to me in dreams. I am going to remember it upon awakening. And then I'm going to quickly, make a recording or jot down some notes so I remember it. So this is, I'm just going to use this example of a recent dream I had to kind of frame walking you through the kind of procedure for doing your own dream analysis. So, like I said, so once you get that, you wake up from the dream right away, jot down those notes, make a few notes, and then look to the symbol of the dream. So dreams will always have one symbol. In the dream I'm using to frame this discussion, the symbol of the dream was the wallet. So you can see in my notes, I drew a wallet that looked like the wallet in my dream, which looks very much like the wallet I actually use. I love this wallet. I've had it, I think I've had it for about 13, 14 years now. And I absolutely love this wallet. And, other people have gifted me other wallets that I always give to other people because I love this wallet so much. It really means a lot to me. I purchased it uh, upon completion of something that was really important to me and the achievement of a big career move. And it was expensive. And I love this wallet. It means so much to who I am. So that is the symbol of that dream. So even if the dream is, if it's not something that immediately kind of resonates with you, look through your notes and look through the dream for the symbol. There can be secondary symbols, but dreams always have one symbol, and it can take lots of forms. I also had a dream recently where the symbol was corn, which is something that is, very mundane, but also has a lot of deeper significance. So find the symbol of the dream. After you find the symbol of the dream, ask yourself, what is the feeling in the dream, or the feelings? So what are the feelings? What emotions? When you first wake up for a dream, and this is why it's vital to kind of do the initial dream analysis upon awakening, you'll bring with you into consciousness the emotions associated with the dream. And this is a way of the deeper self helping the conscious self to get into the dream medicine. So what are you feeling? Are you confused? Are you happy? Do you feel beloved? Do you feel bewildered? What is it that you are feeling immediately upon awakening? So in this dream, my feelings were determination, confusion, sadness, and anger. So just go through that process. We start with the symbol, then let's look at the feelings. And this again is after you kind of jot down the initial notes. And then look at the actors within the dream. And keeping in mind that the deeper self puts you as an actor in the dream. So who were you in the dream? And what were you doing in the dream? That's where you want to go next. And then look at the other actors in the dream. Who else was there? What archetypes do they represent? And, was there a guide in the dream? Was there a goddess figure in the dream? Was there a mysterious figure in the dream? And, just list the other actors. Oftentimes, people in our everyday life are actors in our dreams. And sometimes this can literally refer to our relationship with them, or them, but more often it's about what they mean symbolically. So looking at the actors in the dream helps you to see, is this symbolic or is this literal? And you, as you start to look at the actors, there will be this kind of intuition that says, oh yeah, this is about that person and I need to talk to them about something. Or this is a precognitive or a prescient dream that's predicting something that would happen. Or this is a symbolic dream about how my psyche sees that person. So, for example, in this dream, my ex husband, who in my dreams often plays the Hermes Mercury figure, he was the dominant actor. So, in this dream, he was very much my companion, my guide, a little tricky along this journey in the dream. There was also a very scary bank teller, very rude bank teller in my dream. And then, he was giving me a hard time when I was going through different things in the dream. So, that's another actor. And then again, looking at that, making some initial notes and then coming back to it and saying, well, who is this? Is this an actual person? Is this symbolic? Is it an aspect of myself? So get the actors down. Then look at the journey. So the journey is like all dreams are symbolic and all dreams are about a journey. So, for example, in this dream, I started by having to leave my SUV, and it was my actual, vehicle I drive every day. And I left my wallet in a kind of a hidden place, kind of tucked under the windshield on the dash. And the whole journey of this dream was me saying that I know where my wallet is and I need to go back to my SUV, vis-a-vis this Hermes character saying, "Oh no, no, you can't go back there. You have to get new identification." So this was the whole journey of the dream and a bunch of tests and so on throughout the dream, which ended at the bank where the scary Saturn bank teller figure was, giving me a hard time. Basically, that's the restrictive energy of Saturn saying, you don't need new identity. You know where it is. Go back to it and resist this Hermes character who is trying to take you in this other direction that you don't need to go. You can go, where you are. Circle back. So there was that. So looking at the journey of the dream. So you want to look at your feelings, you want to look at the actors, the symbol, go to the beginning of the dream. What is the entry point of the dream? And then also look at the ending and describe a little bit about the beginning and the ending. And then also look at other symbols in the dream. So, like I said, there's always a dominant symbol in every dream, and there are almost always other symbols in the dream. And this is kind of like, in case you didn't get the message of the dominant symbol, so you get these secondary symbols. Sometimes it's like a dig deeper tarot reading, so you pull one card and then it's like, okay, let's dig deeper and clarify the first card, and you pull the second card. So sometimes secondary symbols are like that it's about going deeper into the primary symbol. So look at your secondary symbols. In this dream of mine, I had cell phone issues in this dream as well. Talk about identity. So it's like, well, here is the wallet problem, and then we're going to have cell phone problems. And when we think of cell phones, that's very much about our identity too, right? It's almost like our personality is contained in our cell phones, whereas our wallet is about, the essence, the core, it's who we are, it's our driver's license and so on. And the wallet is about that core identity that is also about, our wealth. So there's a lot to the wallet symbolism. So in this dream, the secondary symbols were these two cell phones. And one cell phone was clearly a child's cell phone. And Hermes in my dream kept trying to insist to me that that was the proper cell phone. And I kept saying, no, 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 that's not the proper cell phone. And when I would get another cell phone, that wouldn't be the right cell phone either. So there's a lot there to explore in terms of, what's the right personality, what's the right persona, and so on. You can see there's some medicine there to explore. So those are the kind of the starting stages for dream analysis. Look for the symbol, talk about the actors and the feelings, get into the journey, note the beginning rather quickly because sometimes that'll slip from our consciousness, and then look at the ending, and always keeping in mind who the actors are and that the actors themselves are often symbolic rather than literal. And our dreams are often about understanding ourselves more and healing rather than being predictions about the future or mirrors of the external world. There's always the symbolism in the dreams. And the symbolism, when we lean into it, inevitably leads us to managing our external world, our relationships with people and how we solve our problems differently. And when we just kind of stop at this like literal interpretation, we miss the deeper medicine. It's like if we don't heal from a wound of the past, if we're always just trying to stay in that get me through the day kind of mentality, we're always in this spiral. So it works with, this is how it goes with dreams. If we're always at the literal surface level, then we're not taking the true medicine. We're not getting to the source. And the source will bubble up and permeate our waking world and our waking problems and so on. So you want to go to that symbolism and keep in mind that the symbolism is both connected to archetypal kind of standard properties that are available to the collective unconscious, and also about really unique experiences that will only make sense to you. It can take weeks or months to work through a dream. And dreams that are very important will stay with us when we come into consciousness. We dream so much every night, and a lot of this is kind of this dance of the unconscious with the conscious, sorting things out, and perhaps everything gets sorted out in the dream, so therefore we don't need to analyze it. At other times, dreams are not yet ready for us to handle consciously. So if a dream feels important, it is. And if a dream that feels important slips away from you, it will come back, perhaps in a slightly different form, but the symbolism and the medicine and so on will be spot on. I just want to finish this class by talking about two kind of broad categories of dreams. And one would be what we can call precognitive or prescient or predictive or psychic dreams, where we're actually dreaming about future events. Fundamentally, when you wake up, there will be this sort of ping within you that says, oh, this dream is about something that's going to happen, and I need to pay attention to that. Don't negotiate with that feeling. If that's how it feels, that's how it is. And the challenge can be, of course, to interpret the dream so it gets clear about what it's telling you is going to happen in the future. On the other hand, don't force dreams to become precognitive when they are purely medicinal about where you're at in your journey. Pay attention to that ping. That ping can't be manufactured. Uh, so that's just a little bit about precognitive dreams. The other little bit I want to talk about is nightmares. So in nightmares, we often endure really horrific things. They can be dreams of what's known as dismemberment and death. There are vampires and demons and horrible things that can happen. Sometimes we're the one doing the horrible things, and sometimes horrible things are being done to us, and we have to escape, we have to overcome, and so on. Nightmares are particularly symbolic, and they are particularly deep, deep medicine. And when we wake up from nightmares, the terror we feel is like the deeper self screaming at us, pay attention to this dream. I gave it to you in these really scary visions because I really need you to awaken to what the symbol is of the dream, what the medicine is of the dream. And, as someone who's had nightmares her whole life, I will also say that nightmares are often indicative of uh, deep healing work being done. And they're also indicative of really being connected to the unseen world. That the deeper, the more terrifying the nightmare, the more profound the medicine, and the stronger potentiality for connecting to the unseen world. When dreams are merely pleasant, beautiful landscapes, they can be very wonderful, but they are typically enormously healing. We need to be broken down of our, like our wounds need to be broken down so they can be resolved. Very alchemical process that happens with nightmares. So pay attention to the nightmare, lean into the nightmare. And often the one causing us harm or chasing us in the nightmare is actually a teacher, a healer. They take on this terrifying visage and perhaps do horrible things to us because the dreamer is allowing them to come to us because of this healing. Now, for example, many of us have dreams of snakes. We may have an everyday terror of snakes, but in the dream, the snakes can like eat us, poison us, and so on. And that poison is actually a healing because it's bringing death to some part of us that needs it. And when we are the death bringer in our dreams, we are bringing death to what needs it. And, the deeper self can be terrifying when it is really trying to get our attention. When the surface self is kind of really in this shadow energy, too deep in shadow energy, that nightmares will come to us as an opportunity for deeper healing. So explore nightmares in this way. Don't medicate them away unless it's absolutely necessary. Don't fight them. See them as a shamanic healing that is occurring in the dream. It is rare, but possible that there is some kind of malevolent energy coming to you in the dream world, and that is what is happening in the nightmares. Malevolent, malefic spirits in the dream world are very rare. The dream world is presented to us by the deeper self, and the deeper self is fundamentally a gatekeeper. It is, it is the goddess. It is Hekate keeping those gates, and fundamentally, the gatekeeper allows through the gates that which we need. Of course, strange things can get through the gate at times. And as you do your own dream analysis, sit with anything that is fearful and see if you have a fundamental intuition that what was going on in the dream was not right. Things can be really terrifying and upsetting and still be correct. So sit with that. Um, Malefic spirits, again, they are very rare in dreams, but when they do happen, are just as likely to kind of portray things as peachy keen, tiptoeing through the tulips, as they are to be horrific. Keep that in mind. You know, like we see this in our everyday life. The truly evil in everyday life often put on a very pleasant face because the lesser evils, we can perceive them as evils because they look malefic, but the truest evil will look benevolent. So keep that in mind when you're exploring your dreams and your nightmares. Is there a feeling of wrongness, or does it, again, we get back to that reverberation. And if you do feel, although this is so rare, if you do feel something is askew in the dream world, you can remedy this by doing a purification of the sleeping space, doing more meditation to, create uh, kind of a stage of the mind that is going to be more connected to your deeper self, and the spirit guardians that are there for medicine, and not any kind of slippy sneaky spirits that slide in unannounced. It is about having better boundaries within the self and a deeper connection to the true self, and your guides and goddesses and so on that you work through. So that can happen. So you want to work on the mind, improving the mind, and through meditation, through stopping you know maladaptive thought spirals, thinking everyone else is out to get you. If in the waking world you think everyone else is out to get you, well, then you're like a beacon. In the dream world, oh, she thinks everyone is out to get her, well, look, and so on. So, get into becoming right minded within your conscious self, and it will really help to prevent um, unwanted, unnecessary spirits coming to you in the dream world. They won't get in through the gates. The soul will be guarding the gates well, and you'll be attuned more to the soul. So that is a little bit of an introduction to dream analysis. Go into it with openness and an understanding that dreams are symbolic, and allowing yourself the space to explore and watch and analyze your dreams for the medicine that they are.